Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Nate Whitson here in the Nate Whitson Show. Today we are talking about the three most powerful words that can change your life. And I mean, that sounds like a big, I don't know, what's the word? Like you're just trying to like rope somebody in, right? But I really believe in this. I think that these three words can help you to change your life. And it really, first off, I'm going to just tell you the answer is not I love you. You might think that it's not. Not that that's not three of the best words in the world. I don't know that they are the three most powerful words, right? So the three most powerful words that can change a man's life. And that's really what we're here for. This podcast is a ministry for Christian men who are trying to get in the fight to be better husbands, better fathers, better followers of Jesus, right? And there's things that get in the way, like pornography and complacency. Those are the big things that we really address here. But maybe that's not even it for you. Maybe there's just other change for you. What is the thing that can really move you in that direction of change? That's really what we're dealing with today. And I think that these three words that we're going to discuss today that are not I love you can make a major impact on you and possibly be that thing that can help you to create change where change has been so difficult, where you feel so stuck. If you go to getinthefight.club, you're going to see this language a lot of men that are stuck. And I know what that's like to be stuck. I know what it's like to be somebody who loves God, loves his family, is a hard worker, but things in my life had led me to a place where, man, I just felt stuck. Pornography was a piece of that. Passivity was a big piece of that. And of course, those two things are intertwined, but really not living with your purpose is the big one. Not understanding how to live out of your identity and the giftings that God has given you and all of that. And so I know what this is like. And I think these three words, although I didn't know them at the time, these three words are a part of what helps me to stay unstuck. And it might be the thing that helps you to get unstuck as well today. So Jocko Willink, Leif Babin, those are two guys that you probably know. Navy SEALs, ex-Navy SEALs, leadership gurus. They wrote a book called Extreme Ownership, and the language that I'm using comes from them. And I want to give kudos and props to those who actually are behind this. This was their idea. But before I get into those three words, I want to kind of give some runner-ups. I've already mentioned I love you. I love you is important. It's three of the most familiar and maybe essential words for us to hear and to use, but it's a runner up to the three most powerful words to use. Three other words that I think are really important are I'm sorry. I am sorry. It's powerful. There's a humility there. It's hard to say I'm sorry, and it's so critical that we do. And how about this one, man? Three powerful words. Please forgive me. Powerful words, vital for healing, vital for growth. And yet it's not the three most powerful words. As powerful as I love you, I am sorry, or please forgive me are, I think that there's something that's even more foundational, especially when it comes to wanting to change. Those three words are, it's my fault. It's my fault, I think, are the three most powerful words that can change your life. And I remember listening to Jocko in a TED Talk before he became, as popular and big as he is today. It all really stemmed from this TED Talk that he gave, and you should listen to it, by the way. And if I find it, if I remember, I'll put it in the show notes for you. But it's this really powerful demonstration of him telling a story when they were in Iraq during the war, and something had gone terribly wrong. And so they all come back from whatever this situation was. And for time's sake, again, I'll let you listen to it, but he explains this detail. He is the company commander, basically, and they come into the debrief room of something that was, again, just terribly wrong. And he goes around the room and he is saying, okay, whose fault was this? And I just want you to picture being in there, right? Because this is the thing. Everybody's doing their best. Everybody's trying. Nobody's trying to screw it up. But something is wrong and somebody has to pay, right? This is the situation here. And so these elite warriors are in this room. There's pressure coming from even above Jocko's head of like, this is bad, right? Somebody has to pay. And so they go around the room, and I remember Jocko was saying this on a different podcast even more recently, where he was saying that he remembered thinking through this scenario, thinking, man, it just kept bugging him. Like, where is the problem? Like, he kept looking around and he kept looking and seeing these different guys. And in fact, different guys started, raising their hand and be like, hey, Chief, it was me. Or well, they didn't call him Chief, whatever it was. Like, hey, it was me, right? Like, it was my fault. I did this. I screwed it up. And Jocko says, no, it wasn't you. Another guy would be like, you know what? If I did my job better, then his thing wouldn't have happened. And so, you know what? The fault is mine. And Jocko said to that guy, no, it's not you either. And they went around and you probably know where this is going. They get to the end and Jocko says, it wasn't any of your fault. It was my fault. It's my fault. And he went on to explain, and he meant it genuinely, that in taking extreme ownership, the fault is yours. There's no blame. There are no excuses. It is just full responsibility. And he said that the reality was he was in charge. And so although he wasn't on the battlefield, he's not the one that pulled the trigger or did the thing himself. The reality was, he said, is I didn't do my job then to make it clear enough to that guy. I didn't do a good enough job that his boss or his leader in front of him knew how to lead him better. Like, however it went, the reality was that everything that fell apart fell on him because he was in charge. And he went on, and they write this book called Extreme Ownership to talk about how critical those three words are in our lives too. And man, it hits you hard when you listen to somebody own it. When everybody around him is screaming, dude, you didn't pull the trigger. It wasn't you. You couldn't be in charge of that. You can't take ownership for that. How could that be your fault? You weren't even there. You couldn't even control that. And he says, look, this is what makes this so powerful. Extreme ownership is when you take full responsibility for everything in your life, and there's no blaming and there's no excuses. Like, when you are a man who is trying to change, this is the thing for today. There are things in your life that you are probably wanting to address. Maybe it's in your marriage, right? And it's easy in a marriage, let's just say, to point the finger and say, look, you have no idea what it's like to live with her. You have no idea how much I'm trying, whatever it is, right? Maybe as a parent, you're doing the same thing. You've got wayward kids and you're just like, man, I can't control them. They're grown. They're going to do what they're going to do. Or sometimes it's the opposite. You were like, man, these guys are just little and they're just little kids. And so there's not much I can do, right? Kids will be kids or whatever it is. Maybe it's something in your business, right? And you're just like, man, it's the CEO's fault. It's the CFO's fault. It's the client's fault. It's the government's fault or whatever it is, right? In any area of your life, when you refuse to take full ownership, extreme ownership, when you refuse to say the words, it's my fault, then you've lost all power, right? You become the victim. And the victim mindset is just a plague, a scourge in our world today, because nobody, it seems, takes full responsibility. It's always victim mentality. And in fact, the world really celebrates such a thing. Be like, no, it wasn't you. It was somebody else. It was anybody else. But the last person who should take blame is you. The victim mindset is such a scourge. And it's so much the opposite of a man who says, it's all my fault. Right? When you are somebody who does not take ownership, does not take the fault, does not, fully embrace your role in that, it just becomes fuel for, the fire in the wrong way, where the fire just blazes and everything gets out of control. Saying and recognizing that it is your fault is powerful, because all of a sudden it fuels you in the positive way, potentially, right? Like, if you start to say, no, look, I'm the man of the house. Right? If something goes wrong, it's on me. That is my job. That is then my fault. All of a sudden, you realize that there's actually energy that follows that recognition, because now you know who to go to solve the problem, right? Learning to take ownership like that, it actually fuels you to become more of the man that God meant for you to be, because again, you're not looking outside of you for why there's all this problem, right? Well, the devil made me do it. Well, he can't make you do anything. He can tempt you, he can lead you there, but he can't make you do it, right? So even that falls short. Well, the devil made me do it. No, Christ in you is stronger than that. So where did this fall short? Well, it has to start with me. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break from the show to share with you three things that I think could help you to become more of the man that God meant for you to be: a better husband, a better father, and a better follower of Jesus Christ. Three things totally free that I think can help you. Number one is our podcast. Hit the subscribe button, share them with a friend. That makes a big difference, not only in your life, but in somebody else that you care about as well. And it helps us to reach more men. Number two, we do a free weekly newsletter that is short, it's concise, it deals with just one key question and then three simple action items each week that will help you to get in the fight in a really practical way. You can find that at getinthefight.club/newsletter. And then lastly, you can join our Fight Club community. This is a free private app for Christian men only, where you can talk to guys and get involved with guys' lives from all around the world who are just like you, trying to get in the fight to be better men for Christ. You get things like daily devos, weekly challenges, monthly gatherings, small groups, so much more. It's kind of like a Facebook group, but exclusively for Christian men, and it's totally awesome, and it's totally free. Getinthefight.club/join and check it out. Get more today. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, get our newsletter, get involved in our Fight Club. Totally free things to help you to get in the fight and win today. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for listening. Back to the show. Using the language of "it's my fault" is powerful because it's how you earn trust from others, right? Like, you want to learn, like, what does it look like to be a better leader in your home? Start to embrace "it's my fault." When things don't go well, when things are falling apart with the kids, with your finances, in your relationship with your wife, with your relationship with your kids, and you haven't been the spiritual leader, whatever that area is for you, the way you earn trust back is through saying the three most powerful words in the world. "It's my fault and I'll fix it. I'm on it. I'm going to work on this," right? You want to earn trust in your office. You want to earn trust at home. You want to earn trust on your team. This is how you do it. "It's my fault." And everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" It's not your fault. It's the kid's fault. It's the wife's fault. It's the teammate's fault. It's whatever. And you're like, "Nope, I don't play that game," right? It is my fault. And it becomes powerful, and it helps you to earn trust because they're like, wow, okay, I can follow a guy like that. He's not perfect, clearly. Perfection is never, the thing. But learning to take responsibility fully will absolutely earn you trust. And not only that, but there's just a certain strength that comes out of it. And again, watch Jocko share it live. Watch the TED Talk where he does that. I encourage you to do that. And tell me if that looks weak. Tell me if when you watch a guy like Jocko say, "Nope, that's on me, and it might cost me my career, but I'll stand up for it because it's true," right? When you go through extreme ownership and you start to learn and listen to these things and you start to embrace "it's my fault," it means it might not go well for you, but you have integrity, you have honor, and you find a strength because you know now that you're not a victim. And in fact, the things that you aren't happy about that you want to change the most, you know where it begins and ends. It begins and ends with you. Listen to this quote. I just think it's so great from Extreme Ownership. Again, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin had wrote that, and so powerful, and highly encourage you to read it. I'll put it in the show notes for you to click on it and get it, or at least check it out. But here's a quote they say: "There are no bad teams, only bad leaders." No bad teams. Isn't that interesting? Look around, just like watch your favorite team and watch just other sporting events and things like that, and just say, like, man, that team is just terrible. What Jocko and Leif would say is, no, you know what? There's bad leaders on that team. No bad leaders, or no bad teams, only bad leaders. And I think that that's true in your marriage too. If the marriage is struggling, whose fault is it? It's your fault, right? That's the pause. That's where you go, it's her, it's this, it's the finances, it's anything else but you. And I'm telling you, bro, if that's you today, this is where you're screwing it up. And your ability to change your marriage comes when you say there's no bad marriages, only bad leaders. There's only you at the end of the line here. And here's the thing, you may never have embraced God's positioning of you as the leader of your home, but just because you're ignorant of that don't mean you're excused from that, right? If you get pulled over and you didn't know the rules of the law, the police officer's going to say, like, but it's there, it's for you to know. And now you know it because you're hearing it from me. If you've never heard this before, God has created you as the man of the house to lead your home. Spiritual leadership of your wife and of your kids is on you. It's not on your wife. It's not on your church. It's not on anybody else. It's on you. There are no bad family. There's only bad leaders. And I know like that rubs people wrong. They're like, dude, you don't even know my story. You don't even know my situation. If only you knew, right? How everything led up to this point, you would understand it's not my fault. And I'm telling you, take it up with Jesus and Jocko. Talk to somebody who's going to be like, no, you know what? Like you've been dealt a bad card. Cool. Like, what are you going to do with it? Because you're in charge. It stops with you. And I'm telling you again, if you can just think your way through this, watch that video, read Extreme Ownership, listen closely to what the Holy Spirit might say to you, and listening to this show today, when you start to embrace the idea that it's your fault, that you're the leader of your own life, of your family, of your marriage, of all these things, right? You play your role and you take ownership, all of a sudden things will change. I promise you that, right? It's my fault might be the most powerful and important words that you can ever not only just say out loud, but you've got to believe it as well, right? And think of this like the opposite. Again, the opposite looks like, okay, I'm not going to take ownership. I'm just going to shift blame the whole time. It's her fault. It's my boss's fault. It's the world's fault. The devil made me do it, right? Anybody but me. That's what the opposite of this looks like. And that's not the world that you want to live in. It's not the place that you want to have your mindset. When you don't embrace it, it's like you're just a guy that makes excuses. There's always a reason why nothing changes. Like, think about your own story for a minute. Are you in a position where you're just like, man, because it's always been somebody else's fault and it's never been your fault, do you find that you're in the same exact spot over and over again? Excuse after excuse. There's always a reason. And guess what? You're stuck. That is like the epitome of a man who's stuck. And I'm just telling you, if you're tired of that, if you're ready to get unstuck, maybe the traction that you need is when you go, it's on me. I just realized it. It's all on me. It's my fault, right? No more excuses, no more blaming. And here's the other thing, man, like when you are a man that doesn't live this way. Now, listen, I'm not preaching at you. I'm promising you, I am convicted like crazy on this one for me. I deal with this. I fight this. This is why we're in this, and we call this get in the fight, because that's what this is. You've got to fight this messaging in your mind that says like, no, it's not my fault. If only you knew. But when you get to a stopping point where you're just like, no, nope, I'm not doing that again. My marriage is down. I'm fixing it. My health is down. I'm 50 pounds overweight. I'm fixing it. It's nobody else's fault. It's mine only. Right. And so if I give my life to Christ and he gives me all that I need to change and to become the man that he meant for me to be, then it's going to be me and God, and we're going to solve this. Right. No more weakness, no more blame shifting, no more excuses, no more passivity. I'm telling you, man, like one of the biggest struggles in life is we have weak, passive men. And what does it look like to be a passive man? It's somebody who's always waiting for somebody else to fix the problem, right? As soon as my wife deserves it, then I'll start doing my job. But right now she's driving me crazy. Wait a minute, right? If you're in that mindset, you're in big, big trouble. It's the church's fault. It's somebody else's fault. And when they start doing their job, I'll start doing mine. And I'm telling you, you'll find friends and family in church and X posts and Instagram, and you'll find all kinds of people who will go like, you're right. You're totally right. It's not your fault. But you're hearing it today. I'm telling you, this is what weak, passive men do. And we want to stand up against that. We want to recognize that. And there is great power in saying, you know what? It's my fault. It's nobody else's. The other thing I think we have to just know is when you are a weak, passive, wimpy man that blames everybody else and anything else, and you're full of excuses, you become bitter. There's just no way around it, man. Like bitterness seeps in because you just go, I am a victim here. Nobody understands me. There's no other way out, right? Can you hear the messaging that just so easily seeps out of your brain and in your words and in your life? It's everybody else's fault, and it's like, there's nothing I can do. Man, if you get to that point, that hopelessness leads to this bitterness, and it's a resentment that grows more and more until you take ownership for your life, until you get to the point where you say, you know what, no more of that. It's my fault. I don't like where I'm at. It's time to change, right? So now when we look at this, and again, in this ministry, we're talking about being better husbands, better fathers, better followers of Jesus, just better men in general, right? If you lack leadership as a husband, you need to start asking, how can I do this better? Maybe ask it of yourself, ask the Lord, then ask your wife. Like where can I step up? Where have I been dropping the ball? And just go, you know what? It's my fault. What a great conversation to have with your wife today. This is my fault. Things aren't going well with the kids. Things aren't going well at the house. Things aren't going well with the finances. It's my fault. And I want to fix it. Let's do this together, though. Help me. Like, show me the way. Tell me what you see, whatever it might be. But man, when you will do that again, you will earn her trust. You will earn her respect, and you will have it of yourself, which is so, so key. But when you just keep going, man, it's not my fault. It's everybody else's. You're in a bad spot as a husband. You want to change that? You don't like how your sex life is your marriage struggling in any area? You be the one to do the hard, right thing. Take ownership and say, it's my fault. What can we do? How about as a father, right? You need to model this idea for your kids because guess what? They are being like inundated with the same idea that you are, that it's not their fault, right? That it's the world's fault. They can't control themselves. They are victims and all this kind of stuff, right? Help your kids, model this for your kids. You want to earn their respect and love and trust. Be the kind of dad that takes full ownership of himself. Because when your kids see that, they're going to know that you're not just telling them what to do, but you're a hypocrite or a fraud or a phony or a fake. But they're going to see it in you, man. And if you want to be a better dad, then lead with this idea that, you know what, it's my fault. And maybe that's just what you need to say to your kids too. Maybe they're grown and out of the house. Maybe they're 30, right? Maybe they've been out for a long time. Maybe they're 5. I don't know. But how powerful would it be when a dad says, hey, I want you to know this is my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I haven't been leading. I haven't been present. Haven't been here, right? I've been working. I've been focused on the wrong stuff. I don't know, whatever it is for you. But what if you went to your kids and did that? Man, it could be so, so powerful. How about this, dude? Like, as a follower of Jesus, like, if you've been in the church long enough, you've probably been hurt by it. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to serve there. I'm just going to check in. I'm going to check out because the church has hurt me. I've been through hard things, whatever it is, right? I'm not doing my role because, whatever, take ownership of your journey. Take ownership of the fact that Jesus let you wear his name on the back of your shirt now, right? You are his. And so pursue obedience, pursue repentance, pursue the humility of, man, this is my fault. I haven't been leading spiritually like I need to. I'm going to lead myself first. I'm going to start doing the right things. I'm going to ask for help, whatever this might be, right? It starts, though. Change starts with this idea that it's my fault. Where do you need to take ownership when it comes to your faith? Where do you need to take ownership as a man, in your health, in your life in some way, like where you're being passive or reactive, but instead God's calling you to act like a man and be brave and be strong, to be courageous, to be intentional. Like, what are those things? What is God speaking to you today about that? And so here, as we wrap, I guess I just want to say this, like the challenge for you today is just to say this, like, where do I need to say it's my fault? As you listen to this today, what is the thing that's come into your mind? Hopefully the Holy Spirit is prompting you in some way. And what I would challenge you to do is just pick one thing. Listen closely. Talk to the Lord about this. Search your own mind and heart and be honest with yourself, but pick one area and then own that area fully. Is it your marriage? Is it with your kids? Is it with your health? Is it some part of your faith, right? Just being a better man, leading spiritually. And recognize this, like, this is not a conversation to beat you up because, again, I certainly am not pointing any fingers. I'm not casting any stones at you, but I'm challenging you in the way that I've been challenged with this conversation because I want to step up and be a man of honor and discipline and strength and joy. And the way to do that is to take full responsibility. I know that's the path, and I bet intuitively you do too. I don't want to be a victim of everybody else around me or everything around me. It's nobody else's fault. I'm exactly where I'm at in my life, and so are you, because of decisions that I've made along the way. And that gives me actually great encouragement. I hope it encourages you too, because the way out is through daily small actions of doing the right things again, right? You can do this. You can change the course of your life. And again, I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form outside of Christ empowering you. But it does start with you getting the right mindset. And the right mindset is it's my fault. And the right way then is to say, God, apart from you, I can do nothing, right? John 15, apart from Christ, you have nothing in you. So if you hear me saying this and go, wow, this is just about like pulling yourself up from the bootstraps and being strong within yourself, I've failed. I failed to say that. It's my fault, right? The idea here is that in Christ, I can do all things. That's the point. But it starts with you taking ownership. It starts with you saying the three most powerful words. It's my fault, nobody else's, right? So listen, thanks for listening to the show. And if this speaks to you, if this is helpful for you, would you do me a favor? Maybe share it on your social media, sharing it, sending it directly to a friend, maybe somebody that you just know specifically needs to hear this today. If it's worthy of that, would you share it? Would you subscribe? And would you just, click that notification button so that you don't miss upcoming shows? All that stuff makes a huge, huge difference, right? Thanks for doing that. Be sure to check me out on X. I'm super active there every single day. My handle there is Nate_Whitson_, super active on X. Go to getinthefight.club. There's a bunch of free stuff. I suggest our newsletter that comes out twice a week with conversations just like this. But on Mondays and Thursdays, those come like that. Podcast release on Monday. We're constantly trying to just serve you and help Christian men overcome porn and passivity and find their purpose to be better husbands and fathers and followers of Christ. And so go to getinthefight.club. We've got a bunch of free stuff there you can check out. Encourage you to do that. But just remember this from Romans 14:12. Each of us is going to give an account to God. So get in the fight, take full responsibility, and remember, it's all your fault, but that's good news. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here today and listening to the show. Please be sure to head over to the website at getinthefight.club. And before you go, if you haven't already, please subscribe, click the like button, and leave us a positive 5-star review. It makes a huge difference whenever you do. Have a great day. Go get in the fight.